Two Bobbies, a true story of Hurricane Katrina, friendship, and survival. The city of New Orleans on the mighty Mississippi is a place where many people and pets call home. Jamming with jazz and dreaming up fancy for Mardi Gras, it bustled with life day and night. But on August 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina bore down on the city and everyone who lived there, including a wisp of a cat and one puppy. Winds roared to 110 miles an hour. Rain poured hard and fast. Water poured into the city deeper and deeper. Bobby and Bobcat were left behind. After the storm, volunteers from across the country came to New Orleans to lend a hand. They brought food and water. They rescued people stranded on the roofs of their homes, and they rescued many animals. But with so much damage and confusion, the two Bobbies were not rescued. Their food and water gone, Bobby finally broke free. In the early days after the hurricane, the two Bobbies tried to make their way around oily water littered with debris. After the water receded, they traveled the buckled streets with no place to call home. Month after month passed as Bobby and Bobcat wandered the devastated city. Their days and nights were filled with danger. One day in January, 4 long months later, Bobby and Bobcat strayed into a job site. Rich was determined to take them to a safe place. Rich drove them to a temporary shelter that Best Friends Animal Society had set up in the Celebration Station, a former video game arcade. In the shelter, Bobby and Bobcat were together again. While in the shelter, the volunteers noticed that Bobcat was blind and that time on their own, Bobby had been Bobcat's seeing eye dog. The volunteers and even an ace pet detective searched for their family with no success. 1 month later, Celebration Station closed its doors, but Bobby and Bobcat still did not have a home. There was only one thing left to try. The two Bobbies made a television appearance on CNN. The very next day, the Best Friends volunteers left New Orleans. One of them drove Bobby and Bobcat to the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Utah, where they would stay until a new family could be found. It would take a very special family to adopt them together. The volunteers made a list and invited everyone on it to come and meet the two Bobbies. The next morning, everyone knew the answer. Bobby and Bobcat were stuck to Melinda like Velcro. They also like Gus Gus, and he liked them. Finally, Bobby and Bobcat found their new family. This was a true story. Like thousands of others, the two Bobbies lost their family and everything dear to them when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. After they came to live with Melinda and Gus Gus, their veterinarian discovered debris and grit deep inside Bobcat's ear canal. His right eardrum was broken. Did Bobby snatch Bobcat from the dirty floodwaters that had filled New Orleans? No one will ever know. But it is very likely that the blind cat, like Bobcat, would not have made it without Bobby's protection. In turn, Bobcat's friendship may have made Bobby stronger and given her a reason to go on. Bobby and Bobcat survived Hurricane Katrina. They did it by lending each other a paw.